Good morning everyone, and welcome back to another day in the life video. This week we are coming off of our final week of electives. Actually, I don't have any more of those. As you'll see on screen right now, I do still have final reflections to do for those courses, but we won't actually be meeting in person anymore for that. So that means my schedule should kind of lighten up, at least in terms of classes. So that means I might have a little bit more time to do some studying for the NPTE and everything. So you might be seeing a bit more of that, but I guess we'll see at least how this first week goes and how my time is filled in those extra gaps in the morning and some afternoons, considering those classes are out of there for me now. But this morning, as per usual on Sundays, I am heading over to work. I think I'm going to try and knock out as much of the pre-work that I have for classes this week at work as possible while I'm at work, so that way when I am off of work, I can actually spend a lot of that more focused time on studying for the NPTE. So I guess I'll give you guys an update on how that goes later today, but at least for now, that's the plan. Well, it's Monday morning now, and last night I didn't record too much after I had done my NPTE studying, mainly just because I came home, started making dinner, and we actually had some friends over where we watched the Argentina versus Colombia Copa America final. So I really didn't record much from that, and then pretty much went to sleep shortly after that because the game got delayed so much. But then this morning, because it was a long night and I felt I needed to catch up on sleep, I slept in a little bit this morning, made breakfast, and there's just a few things coming up outside of school that I had to make sure to RSVP for and everything like that. So I really wasn't doing too much related to school, but now it is, I believe it's 12:15-ish right now. So I have about 45 minutes until we have our first class of the day, which will be Capstone, where we're doing peer reviews with one another for our discussion sections and our titles. So it should be a pretty quick class. I believe it's only from 1 until 3, and normally we get out at least a little bit early based on how it's gone in past sections, but I guess we'll see since there's more and more of the paper written this time, and the discussion section is one of the bigger sections. But then later this evening, I'll probably do a bit more of NPTE studying, do a little bit from my school's resources, as well as review some of the topics that I feel I really need to look into on Picmonic. And outside of that, then we'll just have class again tomorrow. Luckily, again, tomorrow I do not have class in the morning since I finished all of my electives last week. I'm starting to have lots more gaps in my schedule, which will most likely be filled with NPTE studying. So I'll see you guys the next time that I have an update. Well, I just got back from the library after getting a bit rained on, as you can probably tell by my wet hair, but I got a good bit of my onboarding for my clinical experience that's coming up in August. Finished this morning, just waiting to hear some answers on some of the questions that I had to finish those things up. And then I also was helping my friend Umaru with a little bit of studying, and so that ended up going really well, but I think I got a little bit distracted by that and didn't realize that it was already starting to rain. So definitely went through quite a lot of rain while I was out there without my raincoat. But for the rest of today, I just have work at 5 p.m. Didn't have any classes today, so that's been really nice. I just want to maybe do a little bit of studying for the NPTE now before I head off to work, as well as make sure that I get myself some lunch since I haven't had that yet. And then during work, I'm going to try and finish all of the peer comments that I had on my capstone project, which will basically finish the paper for me because I also completed the abstract already. So, depending on what else I need to get done while I'm at work for school related items, because I think there's also a discussion post for health promotion and wellness that I need to do, that maybe I'll start the creation of my poster for Capstone. So, that's pretty exciting, knowing that we're coming very close to the end of that project as a whole. But I'm just going to make myself some lunch now and get ready for work. Yesterday was a pretty low-key day overall. I just had capstone class basically in the afternoon where I got some good reviews on my paper as a whole, and I think that I'm now, after doing a bit of the feedback, like actually putting it in and thinking of new ways I can do it, I think that my paper is basically complete, so that's nice that I don't have to worry about it at all really this next week until we do more feedback on it on Monday and Tuesday of next week. But then today, this morning, after we had our relaxation and everything with our friends with Bachelorette Night, we had our class for integrated practice this morning. It was a late start at 10 a.m., so nice to get a little bit more sleep in. And then this afternoon, now that I've done a few chores and made sure that the house looks good, I'm going to head over to our health promotion and wellness class this afternoon. We just have one assignment to do throughout that class, and we have a guest speaker, so I put on a bit more professional clothing just to make sure that we're respecting them and their time as they're coming in. And then later this evening, I'll have work, which, since I am pretty much caught up on all of my homework for the week, I think the only thing left on the to-do list that's due this week is the assignment that we're doing in class today for health promotion and wellness. That'll probably be focusing on some NPTE prep, as well as some just logistic things that I need to get done, such as weddings and planning and stuff that are coming up that I'll be attending. So that's gonna kind of be the focus for the rest of the night. Well, that brings us to the end of another busy week. Today, I pretty much ended up doing some research in the morning and afternoon after I had done my drug screen that I needed to do for my upcoming clinical experience. So now I have that done. My onboarding will begin to kind of pick up the pace as I can finalize my application I need to fill out for it once they get my drug screen in and a test for it from the school. So that will be nice that I'm moving forward with everything. And I know that now at the end of this week, I think it was on Thursday night at work, I finished up all of the kind of touch-ups on my capstone paper, as well as started my poster, and I think that I have a very good start on it, so I am basically done with my capstone project as a whole. I'll just need to adjust based on the feedback that I receive throughout this next week and everything, but at least the big putting together type of things are done with it. Basically, this next week we're still going to have a bit of extra time because of my electives being done already, but instead of using my extra time for Capstone, I'm hoping to really start to do my initial preparations for the NPTE rather than just the little bouts of it that I've been doing here and there. One of the things that I already started to do at work, which I'll make sure to show you guys more of next week, is going through Picmonic, and at least based on the PEAT that I had taken earlier, which is a retired NPTE exam, which gives you a pretty good idea of where you're at and what your weak areas are. I'm going to figure out what my weak areas are using that, find the Picmonics on the subjects that I am really struggling with or need to review for that, do all of that hopefully before I start my kind of 90-day plan is what I'm aiming for, at least right now. And if you would like to try out Picmonic for yourself, make sure to check out my link in the description where you can get 20% off of a subscription. You can also try out all of their features for 5 days for free, so make sure to check them out if it's something that interests you. But that's all that I have for this video. If you enjoyed, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe down below. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been KBDPT, and I'll see you all in the next video.